Northern Saskatchewan, where we live here, it's a tri-community. So we got Arange, we got Lorange, and then we have Lac Lorange, which is our Indian band.
Our backyards are the trees and there's lots of animal activity. We got the water and the fish. It's a beautiful place to live.
Definitely has its problems, you know. We have alcohol problems, drug problems.
There's a lot of drugs and alcohol in our communities. We have 5 bars and, you know, we don't even have that much centers for the youth. When our grandparents or our ancestors have gone through the residential school and they were abused, we pass that abuse on to our kids. And then when they grow up, they think that's okay, and they end up doing that to their kids as well. And it's just it's a bad cycle.
We're trying to break that cycle and teach the kids that there's more to life.
I work with a lot of kids that are kicked out of places when they should be welcomed with open arms.
Indigenous Spirits is a youth-directed group that promotes cultural awareness, positive lifestyle choices, and traditional values. Shane, our group leader, helps plan activities with cultural lessons chosen by the local youth. This weekend, he will take a group from Senator Miles Venn and Churchill High Schools to practice ceremony and traditional values.
The women's ceremony is a part of the balance between men and women. Women have been a major part of our culture. Women hold the key to life. Women hold the connection to our Creator. We're told we have to do the best we can in all these ceremonies to try to make that connection to the Creator that the women have. Who wants to build a fire? The reason why we don't blow on a fire is because it's like giving the fire permission to take your spirit, because fire has a spirit. The fire is connected to the sun. 4 main helpers. 4 main helpers being the air, the water, the earth, and the fire. If we lose any one of them, all life will cease to exist.
It's a very important job to keep the fire going. For me, it feels like I'm doing something that actually matters.
With being an Escapios, you have to learn to be a firekeeper.
Because they have to keep fire 24/7 for the women.
Our wood for the sacred fire, we have to treat that wood with respect because it has given its life for us. No garbage or no butts or anything goes in that fire because we light that fire for our ancestors and for our prayers to go up.
When I'm out here, it gives me time to think. You know, I'm not distracted by anything.
As being a young Escapios, young man, and being a young woman, you know, and learning, you know, a healthy way to cope with their mental health or with their addictions.
Why I think traditions and ceremonies, without it, it feels like you're lost. It's like my identity.
Okay, let's get this tarp up. Move this thing out of the way.
When we do these things, we're not doing it alone. We have all these people.
You need the tall person who doesn't have vertigo.
All these people helping each other. When they come out and do this stuff, they can feel that, like they can rely on someone.
The most powerful thing that has helped the kids is ceremony through song, to empower them through that ceremony and reclaiming their lost identity. It's powerful for the kids because they empower themselves through the ceremony and through the knowledge of the knowledge keepers, through the elders.
I do wish that people did have someone like Shane. He helps out so much. He's a good person.
This has helped me because if I didn't do this, then I don't know what I'd be doing.
It's a change in their lives. Reconnect to the land, they reconnect, to the language, through the songs, We have kinship, we're a family, and, we connect the kids through ceremony to reclaim their lost identity.
Our first teacher on to set up a teepee was Kenich. He taught us from the ground up.
This is where I started learning how to set up a teepee. I started learning a couple of years ago. Throughout that time, we've been setting up teepees all over the place. Couldn't have done it without the people giving me the poles, unraveling it. Maybe a little bit closer in. I think this is a little bit too far up. That's right. This is always on the left of the door.
The sense of community and like everyone having to work together, and it kind of helps them bond and build relationships that way, because in order for a camp to work like this, everyone has to pitch in.
The teepee represents the grandmothers. When you see a teepee set up, it kind of looks like a skirt. It's said to be that your grandmother is protecting you when you're in the teepee. And each teepee pole represents a rib, and you always go clockwise. What I've been told from going clockwise all the time is that you're always moving forward, you're never stuck on the past.
The teepee is set.
The sharing circle, we use that as a way for the youth to alleviate anything that may be sitting on their shoulders, or maybe they just want to talk about their days.
I can let out my negative energy, can tell them what's going on, say I'm having a bad time, and I can just share my thoughts with them, and they make me feel better.
We all sit in a circle and we don't have our phones, we're not cross-talking, all our attention is on the person that's holding the feather.
Every time before we go out, we smudge and we lay tobacco down. And if we get a plentiful fish, we lay more tobacco down to give thanks for these fish for giving their lives so that we could sustain our own. We respect all life.
We smudge to cleanse our minds and cleanse our hearts.
We always smudge before we start the day, just to get it off right. I think that's essential for every day. When I smudge, I always smudge my ears and my mouth, so I hear good things and also I say good things. We set a net and we combine them together so it would cover a greater distance. I try to give it a day or sometimes even longer.
And if we have a good catch, we usually have a shoreline lunch. The shoreline lunch, brings us together as a family. When you take it out, fresh out of the frying pan and onto the plates, it tastes that much more better.
With the group, today we went canoeing with Christine Urbanis. She's a high school teacher and she teaches Northern lifestyles. And she taught us how to paddle.
So paddling on opposite sides, try to paddle at the same time as the person with you that's in the canoe. Want to make sure that everybody has a chance to offer some tobacco. We definitely want to acknowledge the Nipiateogan, the water spirits that are out there that allow us to be able to have a really safe time and a fun time out there today. So if you want to take a little pinch of this tobacco and go down to the water, say a little prayer and put it into the water.
She took us to some beaver dams and showed us how the branches and stuff looked and their trails.
What we'll do is go around the corner. There's a point here, and then there's a couple beaver lodges that we can take a look at.
It's a sacred lake. It's a part of our self-identity. I feel like more complete.
What happens when I'm drumming, man, I just feel it in my heart. And everybody, when we're all in sync, man, my heart just feels like it just glows. And hearing everybody else, you know, it just lifts my spirit.
When I play music, it's like I get to sing how I feel.
It's in my blood, and you know, and the first time I ever heard a drum was at a powwow, and I kind of felt choked up at first.
There's good energy that comes to me, and I stop thinking about negative stuff. Always smiles and laughs around the drum.
When we wear our ribbon skirts and ribbon shirts, it gives the kids a sense of pride as well by being able to look good and be presentable.
Now that I walk this path, I know where I want to be in life, and I know what I want to do. I want to be a leader, you know what I mean? I don't want to be a follower.
I don't think I would have been here if my stepdad didn't get me into this. Setting up teepees, being Escapios, helping out with sweats and fire keeping and all that.
I'm proud of who I am because I've come a long way, and a lot of it is with the help of Shane. When he decided to walk this way, I followed him because I seen what good it did for him.
I feel like more comfortable, like since like learning more about my culture.
I don't know, it kind of just taught me to love myself more and look at things more beautifully. If you have the support around you and people willing to break the cycle with you, then it's not hard at all.
Indigenous spirits helped me, picked me up, put me on my feet, feel stronger physically and emotionally.
Oh, I'm extremely proud of my culture. I'm extremely proud of who I am today.
What I want to be known for is someone who helps people.
Sometimes you just need somebody to listen.
Before Indigenous Spirits, I didn't know which road I wanted to take, like I was lost.
I'm really wanting to learn my language, and I'm reaching out to family, I'm reaching out to elders, community members, and I'm showing my children the good life.
Indigenous Spirits, it's done so much. It gave me a whole bunch of new friends, but they're more like family now.
We don't have to be related to call each other family.
The reason I am the person I am today is because of my friends and my family. Well, not my friends no more, they're my family now.